welcome to Snapshot. I'm your host, Alan Wolfe, and on this edition, we're going to take you along with us as we look into the world of Italian gourmet cooking. You know, Italian cooking dates all the way back to the 1400s. Italian food was very different from one part of Italy to the other. We'll investigate all of that and more today here at the Cafe Tonino in Coral Gables, Florida. So without any further ado, let's go inside and take a look at this beautiful Italian restaurant. Come on along.
This is Larry Gatlin. Being a parent can be wonderful, but it can also be very difficult. The heavy demands on time and attention often feel overwhelming. If that leads to lashing out at a child, the results can be tragic. There are ways to control anger and frustration. If this kind of help sounds right for you, please call 1-800-222-2000 toll-free. It can only make things better. A message from the American Campaign for Child Abuse and Family Violence Prevention of the National Council.
Get ready for the home fire safety test.
Okay.
Electrical fire. What do you do?
Use the fire extinguisher.
Great. Grease fire. What do you do?
Smother it.
Good. Trash fire.
Now use the water.
For more information, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
If you have a breathing problem like asthma, emphysema, or chronic bronchitis, here's a little exercise that can help. Just reach out to a phone and call Lungline, a free information service of the National Jewish Center for Immunology and Respiratory Medicine in Denver. A specially trained nurse will answer your questions. Lungline, 1-800-222-LUNG. That's 1-800-222-LUNG.
Well, as promised, we are inside the Cafe Tonino.
Good afternoon,
Officio Menka, thank you so much for having Snapshot in your restaurant today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Mr. Wolfe.
This is a beautiful place.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, and for my viewers. I know they're going to be interested.
Okay.
The atmosphere here is very comfortable. It's very, what I would believe to be very Italian. The stained glass, the masks, are these traditional Italian?
Also, they are. The masks are from the Carnival of Venice, and the stained glasses, you know, especially in the church, you find quite a lot of them.
And Italians are very religious people.
And the old, oh yeah, we are. Even though I don't trust.
And where were you born?
I was born in Sardinia. And,
that's an island.
A small town, yeah, a small town nearby by Cagliari.
And I know that the food in Italy varies from the north to the south to the central part to Sardinia.
Certainly does.
Sicily.
You know, I mean, everyone has got his own gastronomy, you know, according to what we produce in our regions.
So if they produce a lot of, for an example, tomatoes, you'd have a lot of tomato dishes.
We use a lot of tomato dishes, you know. I mean,
it's good for you too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Healthy.
In the north, they use more wines and creams because they shall we say, according to the production, you know, they have more cows, more production of
and it's tradition because of the amount of cows that they have in that part of the country.
They use a lot of creams.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. As I said, you know, they come from Venice.
Oh, they are from Venice. I say Venice, you say is Venice?
Venezia.
That's the correct pronunciation.
That is come from Venice.
Okay, well, I learned something. I know Arrivederci, but we're not ready to say that yet. But I also noticed that everything is very simple looking but elegant at the same time. It's not overdone.
That's correct.
As a restaurant owner manager, is that something you have to always think about for your customers? What will make them comfortable?
That's correct.
I've had the pleasure, of course, of eating here, and I felt so comfortable in addition to the excellent food, which we're going to show you in just a few minutes. And it's elegant, but not too much. How do you do that?
Simple things that are the most beautiful ones, even in food. One, you don't complicate too much, it's spice and so forth.
Simple things.
Simple things.
Hey, wait a minute. They once called me simple. Does that mean I'm one of the most beautiful things? Glenn Lewis, camera operator, gave me the thumbs down. Okay, well, I tried anyway.
Now we have it over decorated because of Christmas, you know. I mean, we've got all the Christmas decorations. So
and it's beautiful.
To make a little bit of atmosphere.
But normally, it's without decoration, just with these magnificent
only
Venice
with the
face
plants,
masks.
Venice face, yes, correct. And the flowers.
Are they authentic? Are they actually from Italy? No,
yeah,
Hong Kong?
they are. No, they
Nothing
are.
from Hong Kong
Not
or,
from Hong Kong. Not from Hong Kong.
Okay.
Definitely they are from Italy. As a matter of fact, they have been brought 4 months ago. They brought me those.
Well, they
those
are
masks.
beautiful.
From Venice.
Venice.
Venezia. From Venezia.
Venezia, I knew that. Of course, on the table, what really makes the table interesting is the food that's on the table. And you and I are about to go and prepare the food, but in a very, very different way. You haven't seen this yet. Most food is prepared in the kitchens of restaurants, which you rarely see. Of course, you do see them on SNAPSHOT. But here, we're going to prepare the food in a very unique and different way and in a very different place. I know you're not going to want to miss it. Let's go.
Thank you.
Pain, rash, and itching is not what you'd expect as a result of visiting the great outdoors, but exposure to poison ivy can turn a pleasurable day in the country into a nightmare of severe discomfort. Learn to identify poison ivy so you can avoid it. If you do develop a poison ivy rash, the most effective medications can be prescribed by your dermatologist.
This message is from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. Here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
Carl Gable's Merrick House, life of a century past flourishes today. Visit this farmhouse and find the heart of a city. 12-year-old George Merrick found the inspiration to build that city as he grew up here. Discover for yourself the place that stirred a boy's imagination to create a Florida city still known as the City Beautiful.
Available for educational field trips, tours, and rentals. Call 460-5361.
Well, there's no question that the restaurant is a beautiful place, but equally as beautiful is the food that we're going to prepare for our audience today. And of course, ultimately, for us to taste and let them know if it is as good as what it looks. What do we have here,
with your help, those are porcini mushrooms. We have those over here, just to show you. Parsley, garlic, demi-glace, which is the demi-glace is is made of bones and vegetables, is just to give a taste to the
again
to the
traditional
food,
Italian
naturally. And then a little bit of chicken consommé, a little bit of cognac for the show for make it flambé, and then marsala wine. And butter at the end.
Fresh ingredients, correct?
That are all fresh. Those are the porcini mushrooms. They are fresh frozen because here is difficult to find the porcini fresh from. They import them from Italy, but to New York, you find them. But those are as good as fresh because they are fresh frozen. Okay?
And here?
That is garlic.
Oh, that is garlic. Let me ask you a question. Many times we go in the grocery store and we see these bottled and canned. They don't smell like this.
No, they don't. No,
is there a real benefit in fresh ingredients?
Sure, it gives more taste, more flavor. And the other one is, like a garlic powder, all these things. I mean, they give you a taste, but it is, I guess, there is some material to how they dry it, I don't know,
Maybe chemicals,
chemicals, that's what I was trying to find.
Yes.
Some chemicals that takes away the flavor.
Well, I guess we're ready to get to the business of cooking some of this great
Then we start with
food.
the fire.
This is unusual, a portable kitchen right here in the middle of this beautiful restaurant.
Before was very, here is not very much used. Is not very much used. Not many restaurants does it, but in Italy, on my times, of course. Nowadays, they don't use very much.
Of course, I wouldn't be old enough to remember that. Not much. So you have a portable kitchen. You bring it out here and you actually cook the food for the people who come to your restaurant.
That's
right
correct.
Here in front of them.
That's correct.
That's an extra treat.
Some items, you know, I mean...
Certainly some things you need the whole kitchen to do.
Sure.
Certainly. Okay, we have a very shiny...
Okay, then...
obviously, it's a heavy pot.
Yeah. It's
not aluminum?
What was it called?
Steel?
No, copper.
Copper. Oh, it's copper. Conducts the heat very well.
Yes. A little bit olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. We let it warm it up.
Okay, extra virgin, what does that mean? What's the difference?
Is the first press. You know, there is the really first press of the olive oil. It's the first one. Then there is virgin olive oil, which will be the second press. And then there is olive oil, which will be
That's the one that comes out of your automobile.
No, there is another one, the Pomace olive oil, which that one is made with all the, you know, all the rest of the ingredients left from the first, second, and third
Parts
press.
of the label that fell off
correct.
inside of it. So it's really like grade A, grade B, grade C, and so on.
Yeah.
So this gets hot.
If you want to distinguish in that way, I don't know. But I mean, those are, we call it the press. You know, the first press, second press, third press.
Understand. How do you know when this is at the right temperature?
The temperature.
I mean, is this experience?
You see, now it's ready to. So we put the meat together.
What kind of meat is that?
This one is a fillet of beef.
And what are we preparing?
Filetto di manzo. We are preparing medallions of beef con marsala wine and porcini.
Does this come from a certain part of Italy?
Well, shall we say this one could come from the north anyway, but is made in different regions in Italy. You know, I mean, it can be done with port, marsala. You know, because you see the marsala comes from Sicily. I mean, the cognac comes from France. You know,
the whole country contributes.
So I mean, it contributes. All the country contributes. Now then, we put the garlic
to do this.
I've worked in different countries, you know, in Switzerland, in England, and then I worked on the ships, but not cooking, of course, not always cooking, you know. I mean,
do you love it?
Oh yeah, I do. I do enjoy it, no doubt about it.
Oh, I wish you could smell this garlic. You know, my cameraman, again, Glenn Lewis, is over there with his tongue hanging out. Stick it back in, you don't get any. You're working. So am I. Couldn't tell, could you? Oh,
okay. We let it brown a little bit.
I don't know when I cook just how much to cook things, to how much to brown it. Is it again getting back to what you've done for years?
Well, that's obvious, you know. You have to,
that's why you're the
practice. It's the practice that counts.
I better move back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Flambe coming, okay.
By the way, first of all, we ask the customer how he likes the fillet. How do you like it? Medium rare?
Pink.
Pink. That's the typical one.
That's certainly not an Italian term, is it? Pink. Oh, well. Can you smell it, folks? Hey, they have surround sound.
Okay.
Great stereo television, but no smell-o-vision yet. Oh, this is wonderful.
Just,
stand back. Yes, indeed.
Then we take out
So I still have all of my hair here?
We put the
we didn't lose any hair.
We put the porcini in. And then we take out the meat, because otherwise, until the sauce is finished, it's overcooked. So because you like it pink, and we think we do.
Now, do you suppose a guy like me, just a television host, could actually cook something here? Do you think I could learn to do that?
Want to go ahead? Want to carry on?
Okay, I certainly would.
I'll tell you. Okay,
carrying on right now is what it looks like. Okay. And I'm just browning these right now, folks. Didn't know I was multi-talented, did you? I guess I should have brought my trumpet too and played that.
Those you don't.
Am I doing good?
You don't brown those. You cook those.
Oh, yes, of course. I knew that.
Yeah.
And we're adding the wonderful sauce now. And what do I do now?
Just keep stirring. That's all. Until the sauce absorbs in the cooks.
Mushrooms.
Eh?
Oh yes.
A little bit.
I've never done anything like this at home before. In fact, you know, if it doesn't come out of a can, I really have a problem identifying with it. So does my wife. No, not really. Just kidding.
Can we put a little bit?
I think my wife is calling right now.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I get to do this by myself, folks. You know, I was telling you before that these ingredients have such a great smell, and they really do. It's not like popping the jar open.
You know, good cooks, good chefs, usually when they cook, they drink as well.
Okay, well, we'll do some of that too. And certainly, we can't...
This one is a nice Italian sparkling wine.
Oh, yes.
Un prosecco di Conigliano.
Okay. Well, certainly it is wonderful sparkling wine. I think I better hold on to you. Whoa! No, that is great. And of course, you do have to indulge while you're cooking.
Certainly, that is what they say. You know, I mean,
nothing like it. Well, I'm cooking the mushrooms now. What were the names of these again?
Porcini.
Porcini.
Porcini mushrooms.
And do they grow in a particular part of Italy?
Well, they grow a little bit everywhere, but in the Piedmont, in the region of Piedmont, you find those. You find several kinds of porcini as well. You know, porcini or pine porcini, and but those here, they are from Piedmont.
Now, do they need to be thoroughly cooked before we eat them?
Well, I mean, they're almost cooked.
They're almost done?
Almost done.
Okay. And of course, as you said, we don't brown these, we cook them. Okay. All right. Well, we're just about done. We're almost ready to eat, are we not?
Okay, we put back the meat.
Okay. Oh, the meat goes back in here. Wonderful. Okay.
The decoration comes out from the kitchen with a nice plate, decorated.
Sounds good to me. And that'll be it.
And that'll be it. Simple, but you have to try it after.
But elegant. Well,
you have to...
let's wait for the plate now, and we're going to get to the rest of the show. Let's go.
That's my dad. And that's Mom. Dad's got an idea. A way to get rid of all the grody garbage that's polluting the world. He's invented a big rocket ship to shoot all the garbage into outer space. Mom's not sure. But Dad says his invention will save the world.
There's an easier way to save the world. Recycle. For your free recycling action guide, write Recycle. Environmental Defense Fund, 257 Park Avenue South, New York, New York.
You're going to be better than me, Christopher. I can see it in your eyes. No wasting your life on something you hate. Not for my son. You're going to college. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes. You are going to do something important. Christopher, time for work.
We've always had the dreams. Now we have the means. Please, support the United Negro College Fund.
Alan Wolfe back with you. We cooked some great food, and we're about to serve it now. So I'm going to call the waiter over here in my very best Italian. Prego, calamari, please.
Yes, no, cameriere.
Oh, I called for a food, didn't I? Oh, well, you're not surprised, are you? We are ready for this great fare here at Cafe Tonino here in Coral Gables. Oh, it looks good. Come on in. Bring it on in now. But the true test of any cooking, and he must know me. He gave me a napkin. Do I put it in here?
No. When you have the pasta, you can put
only when I have the pasta.
When
okay.
You have the pasta, you know, if you're not.
Okay, I'll put it right here. This is medallions of beef, and the mushrooms are on top that we prepared before. And oh my gosh, is this tender? Filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
And we have something extra, a little bit of pasta carbonara.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to try the medallions of beef.
Yes.
How do you say it in Italian again?
Filetto di manzo.
Yeah, I knew that.
Porcini.
Here we go. I'm going to let you know how it is. It's my job, right? Hard job, too, Glenn Lewis. Glenn Lewis, my cameraman's back there eating his heart out. See it? Mmm.
Isn't it great? Isn't it beautiful?
I don't exaggerate when I tell you, Officio, this is the best I have ever had. However, while this piece was excellent, I think it's incumbent upon me to try a different piece to make sure it's equally as that. Don't you agree?
I do agree with you.
Did I do a good job cooking?
Great.
Okay, you're not offering to hire me here, but I did a good job anyway. Let's try this piece. Look at that, medallions of beef.
Con porcini funghi, con funghi porcini.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. Potatoes with what kind of spice?
You want me to bring now a little bit of pasta on the side?
Okay, I think we're ready for that.
Yeah?
Hey, we're going, rest assured, we're going to finish this. We'll put it aside for right now, however, and get ready for the pasta.
No.
Cameriere! Oh.
Almost.
Is it close enough?
Almost.
Okay, all of our Italian viewers out there are going to know that my Italian is really bad news. But my eating of Italian food is quite adequate. It's beautiful, too. It looks nice.
Take off this one from the table.
But don't take it too far.
No.
We can't let him take our food away, can we? Okay. What are these on top?
It's decoration. That is Italian parsley.
But it is edible.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure it is. As a matter of fact, they eat
matter of fact, it is good. It doesn't hurt you at all. No, I'm just joking. And this is called, once again?
Linguini carbonara.
Cheese, please, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What part of Italy is
you roll very well the pasta.
Oh, do I?
So.
So. He zapped me on that one, didn't he? Well, here we go. I rolled it very well. Let's try this out.
See. Look like an Italian. Exactly. I mean, that's the way.
I feel like an Italian, as a matter of fact. I can tell you again, I have never had anything that was this delicious. I didn't know this was Italian cuisine, and perhaps my audience did not as well. And of course, we have our wine here, which we couldn't be without.
Which is our Prosecco, is an Italian.
Soon, if I drink enough, I won't care what it tastes like. But I do have to try another sample of this, just to maintain our truth in broadcasting for our audience.
That tastes him. Yeah, beautiful.
Well, after you have a great dinner, and we're going to put this aside, but we will certainly be eating it, it is time for the desserts now. And I think we'll try to bring all of them out because, we are getting a little close to the end of the show here, but you don't want to miss these desserts. I've had the pleasure of already seeing the desserts, and the cameriere is going to bring them now. What's the first one that we're going to have over here? First dessert, what's this called?
First dessert will be tiramisu.
Come on in.
Tiramisu.
You notice I invite him in real quick. Okay, look at this.
This one is tiramisu.
And what's it made of?
It's made of lady fingers, and then with cream, mascarpone cheese.
Oh,
you know the mascarpone cheese is like, shall we say Philadelphia cheese, but it's much better than
well, I'll let you know how good it is. Just a moment.
The lady finger dipped in coffee, and a touch of amaretto.
Great. And we have another number of other items over here, too.
We got a torta della nonna.
And they're not quite ready to come in, so I better try another piece.
Okay.
What do you think? It is incumbent upon me to do that.
Look.
We'll put this aside reluctantly. Oh, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And what do we call this again? I was so busy eating it, I didn't care what we called it.
Torta della nonna.
Okay.
The torta nonna, what is nonna? The grandmother, torta of the grandmother. Which is
brought to us by the cameriere.
And flavored with lemon. By the way, those are imported from Italy.
Hard work being a TV show host, isn't it? And we're ready for the next one.
Next one will be Toscanella.
Okay. And this is going to be last but not least.
Last.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my gosh. On top, chocolate. On the bottom, what?
Puff pastry.
Okay. Like a cream puff.
Yeah.
Like from heaven. Well, this has been a wonderful grand tour here at Cafe Tonino. Officio Manca, we thank you so much for having Snapshot in.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
We thank you for joining us on this edition of Snapshot. Until next time, I'm your host, Alan Wolfe, reminding you to keep your focus right here on Snapshot while I keep my focus right here on this. Uh-oh, it's falling apart. So don't bye, folks. Wish you were here.
That's not beautiful.